I'm live. Give it up. Love must be emotion. It's magic. Magic, that's right. We're here another night having the magic at the LA School of Comedy, the open mic night. Tonight's Wacky Wednesday, and we can cut off the music because then they're going to know the real voice and then they're going to know my bill collector voice. It's a very different voice. Even in person, I'll look at people, I'll say, she ain't home. Right to their face. I was given a subpoena. And the guy from the front desk came with the guy to give me the subpoena. I just told him I'm not home. And he was like, Mrs., I have to do this. And I was just like, this is before ICE, man. You know what I mean? The Mexicans are turning in the Americans. That's what's happening. It's like, there she is. How many people think you're Mexican?
Me?
Yeah.
Some. Not a lot.
Not a lot. I think my hair gives it away that I'm not. Because let me tell you something, they got straight hair. They have beautiful hair. I mean, straight. I used to have straight hair, Persian straight. It was so straight, I couldn't get a curl in it. They call it the Brazilian blowout. I call it the Brazilian fallout. I used to have so much hair. And so did they. But now it's changing. I'm getting ready to go to my first wedding from my kids' class, from Mommy and Me. And it really changes everything about you. You suddenly start wanting to maybe be a grandmother, like you never thought that you wanted to be. Then I'm like, I don't want to be a grandmother, but they could call me Jima. I'm thinking of these names that my potential grandchildren could give me that I'm never going to have, because this world is going to make you create one that's almost like a grandkid, but it's AI, and it sleeps over and it goes to the bathroom. Can you imagine being able to make your husband into AI? Like, say, don't snore, and he just doesn't snore. Like, stop it, and he just stops it, you know? Now, you would think that my husband, see, there's nobody black enough here to realize what I'm saying, but black women and Latino women got a way of talking to you without you reacting, you know, like, sit down now. You know what I mean? Siéntase, like, you know what that means when they blink their eyes. My husband will say, don't blink your eyes at me. I'm trying to show him somebody, and I kick him. He says, don't kick me. So everybody knows I'm looking at them. But when you go to New York, you have to look. I saw a guy with safety pins from his nose to his ear. And the person I was with said, Sunda. And the guy turned around and said to me, you are from Sunda? You speak Sundanese? Some people say it's called Sundanese because they don't know what I'm talking about. But he was from the island of Sunda, and I thought that was remarkable, that there was a Sundanese person there, because my name's spelled wrong as Sudan. I don't know why I told you that. But it also comes to me as Sunday all the time. If you put in Sunda Kronquist, chocolate sundaes comes up. And AI is so wrong. You have to read this one description of me.
I thought Sunda was the Scandinavian part.
No. Sunja is what they called me when I was a kid. Sunja. So what happened was my parents got divorced, and they never finalized my name the way it should have been on the birth certificate, which doesn't matter. It's Sunda. That's what the bill collectors call me. Oh, my God, speaking of bills, boy, did I go to something today. I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but you know when they outsource to Manila? I was so mad at this woman. The day before Christmas Eve, we get a phone call telling us that LAPD has discovered my American Express card and is holding it at the station. Anyone watching this knows that LAPD doesn't pick up a telephone call. Now, can you imagine that I have this in my possession and this woman's telling me I can't use it till after January 4th? That's a friggin' scam that Amex has. I was so mad at her. I heard the baby in the background. I said, get me a supervisor. She said she's busy. I said, go in the kitchen and get her. And she said, okay. You can't say okay. I'm not supposed to know supervisors in the kitchen. Not when I'm American Express, you know what I mean? Thank you for being a member for 47 years. It was terrible. I mean, but I just think all these scams are going on that we don't realize that they're holding our money. So the reason I'm talking so much, guys, is when it's a light night, that's what I do, because everybody will pummel in later, and maybe I'll have an early night, because I had an early day. Because when your husband gets up at 4 a.m., okay, 5 a.m., at 4:30, you get up too. Even though you think you're going to go back to sleep, there's something in you that feels lazy. Like he's going off to work. Like today he left for work, And I said, I'm staying in this bed. And I got out of that bed and got absolutely nothing done because hopefully you guys are watching. Hi, Hannah, if you're watching. Yes, we do kids parties in case you guys are interested. Instead of you people having these guys up there with a Wii machine, have you seen this? They come with this huge screen and everybody gets a Wii and they all play, but nobody's playing. They're not even hitting a ball. It's not even real. Did you see this Wii thing?
They're pretending to play along with it?
Yeah, well, they go against each other, but it's not real. It's virtual. But I'll tell you, I almost broke my ass doing that, okay? There was nothing there, okay? You got to be careful what you put down in your casting frontiers. Oh, my God, I forgot to pick up Marilyn. Oh, I'm such a loser. How did I forget this again?
Left someone,
She's watching. She knows.
she's waiting for you to pick her
She's
up.
not watching me. I did tell her, look, you got to call me. I can't remember. I have somebody new coming on board to help us out because I can't remember. But she's not waiting for me right now. I mean, she was waiting. I'm going to call her. Is that a bug? No. I know. I just thought about it when I was here because I need help desperately. All right, let's go back to what we're doing here. We have a lot of things going on. We have Tuesdays with Talk. If you guys ever want to sit in and be a studio audience, Talks has a podcast around what time is that, Jason, that he comes in?
It's around like 12, 20.
Yeah, call in advance if you want, but you should see what other people are doing. You should see what they're talking about because you just never know. Maybe you can be a guest. You take from your podcast that you do here and you take little bits of it and you put it on your social media. Now, Lee, it's time for you to do one. You got to be, it's time for us to say something to you like, what's with the announcer voice? And you say, oh, it's nepotism. Where the hell do you think you're going? You know what I thought?
Trying to keep you in the frame.
Am I that big?
No, I told him, I gotta get my set down before I do any podcasts. That's my plan.
What does that have to do with your set? Do you know that people will book you for what you say on a podcast over your set because you put people on a camera and they can't talk? Jason's been part of this. We've had people that say, I can talk for hours to it. I don't even need anybody. That's what I've heard. I don't need anybody. I say, you sure you don't want me to start you off a little bit? You sure you don't? I can talk for hours.
Oh, so they just want to do a solo podcast out the jump?
And it doesn't work. Not in the very beginning. Oh, wow. Things are just... That's it. We're shuffling around here. But since you're shuffling, you might as well stay up here because, I don't even know what's going on in the world.
Now it is Lee Shorts.
Oh, yes, he does. Lee knows what's going on. Lee knows what time it is, okay? He's a hot tamale over here, but we're going to bring up America's Sweetheart for you. But first, I want to thank him for producing tonight. Thank you, Jason. And Jason Ham. I met my husband, Jason. My husband, Mark. And Jason Ham is here. And for you people that want to get your podcast and your headshots, oh, my God, we're going to be putting up headshots on the website. And, Mark, you're going to have yours done. Okay. He's always happy to be here. Let's give it up for America's Sweetheart, the one and only Mr. Mark Zafford. Yes.
You know what America's Sweetheart comes from? Sunda had this television show called The Sunda Show on JOTV. All right? So she used to call me in my office. The show was shot in Encino. My office used to be down Ventura Boulevard. I have to come in. We have space. We need you. So I would sit there all of a sudden, read the news. The best thing about those days is that you could always say something nasty about Jimmy Carter and always be right. Right? Think about it. Everything was Jimmy Carter's fault in those days. Jimmy Carter, the best thing that ever happened to Jimmy Carter is he went into hospice and Joe Biden became president. That way he isn't the worst president ever. Think about it. And anyhow, it's the Sunda Islands, by the way.
Yes,
in the Sunda Strait, great battle there during World War II. We got our asses kicked. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Trump was right. The Japanese were great at surprise attacks. So we're talking about knowing what's going on in the world today, though I shouldn't be talking about this. I was having a little conversation here with Lee Shorts. And, he's telling, he's trying to justify why it's a bad war in Iran. So he thinks that we're going to be invading Karg Island. No. I want to go on Kalshi and figure out the odds. You ever see this thing, Kalshi, where you bet on events?
I thought it was Poly Market.
No, Cauchy too. That's the one on the that I want to kill. Because every time I try to read my New York Post online, these friggin' ads come on and they eat up my time. I'm looking at them, plus they're eating up your battery on the phone. And it's just like, vote on Cauchy, all right? But there is a good one for Xenia. You know, it's Max Mikkelsen. He looks great, you know. The clothes are incredible. I wish I was that thin, that tall, and that white. Well, maybe not the white part. All right. Anyhow, so I'm a victim, by the way, as you can't tell. Not just of my wife. Many years ago, because my wife did victimize me, she was doing a show at a place called Ellen's Stardust Diner. Dragged me out that night. I come down the stairs. First thing happens, I slip on black ice. Next thing I know, I'm on my caboose. I have to go back upstairs because I'm in amazing pain. All right? She don't care. She gets into that cab because she has a spot. Because you know how comics are about their spots. So I managed to toddle upstairs. All right? I am in such incredible pain. I only have a plateau fracture in my tibia and a separated left shoulder. And, of course, I call Sunda and say, Sunda, not good. She goes, oh, one more comic. She comes home, I know she was the MC, puts me in a cab, takes me to Beth Israel Hospital. I'm in incredible pain, and all I want is that shot of morphine that nurse is waving in the air. They keep telling me, no, we got to take your history. I said, take it from her. She's going to interrupt me anyhow. All right? Nurse gives me the shot, right? And I noticed there's some left in the syringe. I knew she was going behind the curtain and jabbing herself in the ass. How many times do you think she did that night? Think about it, because I know about that sort of thing. So here I have this broken leg, and I have to get operated on. And I have this sadistic doctor who doesn't believe in prescribing narcotics. In those days, they could send you home with OxyContin, with Percodan, with Percocets. No. This guy sent me home with little 2-packs of Ambien. What is Ambien going to put me to sleep? So they put me on this machine that runs freezing cold water for you around your leg. That's an Ambien. So I slept and smoked cigarettes, which I shouldn't have been doing. Haven't done it since. All right, it was a horrible. I'm in a hospital bed in my living room. We'll get to stories about my parents later. Anyhow. It's now years later. He told me I was going to have arthritis, and they tell me I got to get my knee replaced. So I go to the doctor to replace my knee. Fancy office in Beverly Hills. Now, let me tell all you something. There is an evil in America. It's not Obamacare. It's out-of-network billing. That's where the doctors do bill you, and they're not part of the network, which means your insurance company for the same service is not going to reimburse you because you have to buy extra insurance to have what's known as out-of-network benefits. Biggest scam in America today, other than what's going on with the hospices in Glendale. Excuse me. Anyhow. So I go to this doctor, and he doesn't tell me the price. Runs me through the horn. I didn't get a bill for the office visit. Why? Because I'm pretty sure that the cost of the knee surgery was $50K. I'm on my way, and my insurance company ain't covering it. I'm on my way over to get, my pre-checkup, and I said to myself, maybe I don't want this operation. There has to be an alternative to getting a knee operation. I've kind of discovered it. It's called Rejuvenate. All right. Whoever owns the company in China owes me money. Anyhow, Rejuvenate really works. It's this thing you put on your knee in the morning, gives it vibration and heat. It seems it's working. That and hot tubs, all right, and losing weight. So that we'll get to that right now. So they send me there, and they find a little right branch problem. I had a cardiac problem I kind of knew about. So they send me across the parking lot. This is great. All I have to do is go here, have a parking lot, all right? Because the best medical care is in the Valley. They're all in network. They take Medicare, Medicaid, and network. You go to Beverly Hills, you're sure to get lousy care and get ripped off. All right, and by the way, UCLA and USC, not much different. So you go into their satellites out in the valley, you're much better off. So this doctor is really well equipped. So they have me, he looks me over, they're giving me the blood pressure and everything else. They bring me back for tests. First test is a stress test. And you know what a stress test is? They stick you on a treadmill, like a gerbil, running on one of those wheels, and make you run to get your heart moving. Oh, boy. I wonder who's bothering me right now. It's probably my daughter telling me that the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer ain't real, but it looked great. Anyhow, so I get there and I find out they don't have to make you run on that little treadmill. They gave me a shot which mimicked the whole thing. I sat on my ass. I got my test for my stress test. That was great. Tell us to come back in an hour. So sooner I'd say here's the key. If you're a man and you have to go into the cardiologist or one of them specialists, you got to bring your wife. All right? Because if you don't, the minute you come home and tell them what happened, they'll tell you you're lying. They don't believe a word you say because it's your health. They don't believe it. They're going to nag you to death. So I bring her. They tell us to go down to the, get something to eat. All there is to eat there is a Subway at the end of the street. Walk into the Subway, order our sandwiches, look over the corners, 2 8-year-olds shooting up. Sunda's totally disgusted. Best thing, I got the extra sandwich. There was leftovers, right? We go back up, and now they're giving me a friggin' shot with radioactive isotopes. I got friggin' Chernobyl system. I thought I was 3 Mile Island in my stomach. All right? Now I know why they made me come back the day after. So then I come back the day after, I bring my daughter. They do the same thing. Put me in that room, give me a shot of the isotopes. Man turns around to my daughter and says, "Are you pregnant?" She's getting up ready to fight. She thought he was talking about her weight. And then I come back the following day, because, I'm sick the whole day afterwards from the radioactivity. Come back the following day, bring my wife. He's going to tell me what it is. So here's the doctor, nice guy, looking at the bloods. Bloods are good. Your heart's pumping really well. Blah. You know what's wrong with you? I said, yeah. He goes, you're fat.
Oh, God.
I'm obese. I said, thank God. I needed that definition with all these tests because that way insurance company will pay for the Ozempic. Otherwise, it's $1,400 a month. This way, it was $25 for the first month, $50 thereafter. Not bad. $1,400, $50. My firm paid the premiums. So here we are. I'm getting the Ozempic, trying to lose weight. But then I said, why am I doing this to myself? I got the light in my own home. Anyhow, I'm taking the Ozempic. I'm losing some weight. I said, I don't have to do this to myself. I don't have to torture myself. I decided that I'm thin. I transitioned from a fat man to a thin man. And you all have to believe my hallucination. Because that's the way it is in America today. I can hallucinate that I'm thin and that my pronouns have been changed to slim and skinny. Thank you.
Where can we find you?
You can find me nowhere. Why aren't you working?
Because I have worked all day.
I thought you said that you were unproductive when I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm working on New York time, because I do have another minute. And you think, Sonya's a bit of an insomniac, so she's going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. But the one thing she doesn't seem to get done is she puts she puts the dishes in the dishwasher too late. All right? So the coffee is not, she doesn't have the coffee ready. I mean, what's the purpose if you don't have the coffee ready, staying up like that? Then she wants to walk me to the elevator and she stays up all night. It's terrible. All right? Horrible. Wanders around the house, does all kinds of weird things. Now we're going to hear about somebody else's girlfriend. What's punchline? If you don't know Lee Shorts, you don't know about the girlfriend. Here we come, Lee.
Yes.
Yes, I'm doing rough notes practice again. Sorry. And I am in a time delay. As my girlfriend she says I should be in a time delay in case I say something really stupid. They can erase it. But so I do take mental notes. I did, but I just can't. When I think of them, I just can't read them. So I got to go back to this, and then I second guess myself a lot, and I think so. Yeah, I do. But most times I struggle with dyslexia, and I guess you could say I'm a dyslexic comedian because I do put the punchlines first. It's always a problem, but. I go on. So I'm gonna try to do it straight from the notes, and it's just practice coming up.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, good old practice. Practice makes. Yeah, but I was rushing out the door as I always do, And my girlfriend's got all these porcelain cats lined up as you go out. And if you slam the door hard enough, you break one of them. And I broke one of them, and she's really pissed. And you don't have to. You don't do that. You don't.
Walk on in, walk on in. Hey, let's begin. So sign in the sheet, and I will sing. Do you have a pen? I probably don't have a pen. Lee, that's so crazy what you're telling me, because you know what? Boyfriends are crazy too. Yeah, we got change. No, I mean it. Guys are crazy, man. Jewish men are the worst. Jewish men are the worst. They're always talking about this machismo stuff with the Spanish guys, the Latino guys. No, you don't do that with Jewish men. Jewish men are like, you can't touch her. I paid for that. I bought everything on her. You cannot. I am so upset because after I broke my finger, you don't even know this about me, but I was in an accident and I broke my finger. But I can't wear my rings anymore on my right hand. That means I have to get all new jewelry. I was just thinking about that anyway. So you guys are all signed in? Welcome to my world. You were here before.
We were here.
Yeah. Where have you been?
I don't know. Did we only miss 3?
I know. My God, where the hell have you been when we have such a good time here? All the time. I've had such mental illness going on. You have no idea. I had a white guy chase me up the street from the Comedy Store last night, but on Wilshire Boulevard. I mean, I left the Comedy Store. I'm coming home, and this guy's like, you nappy-headed hoe. And I was just like, does he know me? Because that's specific. I mean, the nappy hair and not the hoe part, but he chased me, and I was just like, nobody stopped him. And he caught up to me, and I'm driving. And he caught up to me. So I run into my building, and the man's like, Mrs. Sundar, are you okay? No. Hell no. Like, I'm just wondering, if he was black with dreadlocks running after me, would you say, are you okay then? No. Let me tell you how crazy my building is. There is a good-looking black guy there. It's like 6'4". Like, good-looking to other girls, not my type. You know, light-skinned, green eyes. I don't trust green eyes. So that's a joke because I have green eyes. But I don't like green-eyed men. But it was a really good-looking guy. But they thought he was a friend of mine or one of my people from here. I looked down. He's not wearing any shoes. He has no shoes on and a hospital band. Like, you got to look at everything with the whole picture. Look at your friend. Remember the one we had here? We're not going to talk about because we're live. But you forgot you went to high school with him. How people change.
I don't think that was him. I was, because that thing bothered me forever, and I looked at it. I don't think it was the same person. I don't. Because
Oh my God.
he's posting again, and he doesn't look like how this person did. So I was just
You don't think he's a different person,
I think
maybe?
he was a different person, named the same.
This is so crazy.
It's a mistaken identity.
Because Sam showed me the I think she showed me the wrong profile. Because she showed me somebody that I was at high school with. I was like, then he came in here. I was like, I don't know.
No,
No.
no, I don't think you went to high school with him. I don't think he was even allowed out of the house.
He didn't
Yeah, you can't. Sometimes,
Because we knew each other. So if this was the same person, he would have said something.
right? Then a homeless guy comes up to me yesterday by the fruits thing, and he says, "I thought he was homeless, but he had perfect teeth, manicured hair. Looks like this Dominican guy I know from Patterson." But I look at him, he goes, "Sunda." He goes, and I look at him, he has two huge bags. One has cans and one has bottles. And he goes, "Why didn't you tell me who you really were?" And I said to myself, I think I know him, but if I don't, I just better fix this right now. So I said, because I'm humble. I don't know who he thought I was, but I thought I knew him from here, and I wasn't sure. And it was so weird because he had one bag with cans and one bag with bottles. I don't know. I don't know why I would share that with you guys. Because when you're in other places, sometimes you forget. Like I thought I saw Lee Schwartz, and I was in the East Village, and it couldn't be Lee because he only calls me when I'm at the doctor's office. I mean, how Jewish is that? I'm with Dr. Schwartz, the lawyer's Mr. Schwartz, and then Lee Schwartz calls. I like that you changed your name. If you spill that soda and get roaches, I'll put my foot up your ass. All right, sorry. Suddenly I got very black, Finn. Sorry about that. But we're not going to do that. We're going to bring up the comedy of the one and only Grant Reynolds, ladies and gentlemen. Let him hear you.
Woo! All right, thank you. All right, so I brought a notebook this time.
Hey.
I didn't think I was even going to be performing last time, but I did. So I figured I'd come prepared. Anyway, yeah, so the world's getting crazy out there, guys. I don't know if it's like, the end times or something, but shit's going down right now. So we're going to hang in there. We're going to make jokes out of it. That's what we do. We're comedians. But anyway, so, even in these trying times, me and my girlfriend were talking about possibly having kids someday and how expensive that's going to be. They say it's like 10 grand a year per kid or something like that. Like just in private school, whatever you do, it's wild. And I was thinking, it used to be an asset to have kids, and now it's a liability. No matter what your family business was, you could have a farm, you could have a factory, or a corner store. And you could have your kids, each additional kid was a helping hand in the business. And, they had job security from the time they were 10 years old. And now, you send your kids off to school, and they're supposed to be learning, but they're probably just scrolling on TikTok the whole time. And they have ChatGPT do their homework. And they graduate in student loan debt, and they might not have a job. It's crazy. And, then they passed child labor laws at some point, so kids couldn't work, which that was a good thing. Or was it? Because they had somewhere to be, they were staying out of trouble, they were helping the family out and everything like that. It was a good deal. And then once that happened, the immigrants started taking those jobs. And, so that worked out for a while. And now they're kicking out the immigrants. So it's like, who's going to do the work? Who's going to do these jobs at the end of the day? But, I was thinking, there's a person for every job. And a lot of these new jobs are great for autistic people. I'll just say it how it is. Like, nothing against autistic people. They got it down. Like, look at Elon Musk. He's launching rockets in space. He's, making robots, doing all this shit that's going to make a lot of money. And that's great. And, if I'm planning a boys' trip at the office, maybe I'm not going to invite Elon Musk. I might invite Brad from the sales team. But if we're taking that boys' trip to Vegas, do I want Brad building the plane that we're flying there on? Probably not. It's going to fall out of the sky. I'm pretty sure Boeing started hiring a bunch of Brads on their engineering team. I don't know if y'all saw that, but they had planes falling out the sky left and right. So they gotta hire some more Elons, and then we'll feel safer. But anyway, so this is where I reach for the notebook. Oh, that's right. So I've been thinking a lot about what's going on with this war. And I think it's crazy that we're still fighting over oil and religion. Like, oil makes some sense because there's a lot of money behind it, and it's the world's energy source. But religion, that's kind of antiquated, I feel like, in 2026. Because the way I look at it, pretty much all the religions are still, they're aiming to get you to the same place, just in a different way. It's kind of like a phone plan. Like they sell you all these different plans, the different carriers, But the end goal is to get you a connection. And so I was thinking, you got Jew Mobile, for one. It's the oldest one. It has a lot of strict rules. But if you make your payments late, you get 0% interest. So that's pretty nice. Then you got Christianity Cellular, unlimited sins. You could wipe your browsing data at any time, and it has pretty good connection if you're in the Americas and Europe. Outside of that, you never know. Yeah. And Muslim Wireless. You have to make at least 5 calls a day, but it has a great family plan. And you could add unlimited wives for only a small additional cost. So, anyway, guys, it's been Grant Reynolds, Grant Reynolds _1 on Instagram.
Right. Grant, I love that one. When I'm traveling, I got to be very specific because I get so scared and I don't want anything to happen. So I just cover everything. And I just turn around my Mogan Dab and I say, Assalamu alaikum, no pork chops, no bacon, pastel hummus, Muhammad. And that's the way you do it. You want to play it safe. That used to be a killer joke. Killer. Do you know what it's like to be a comic and someone tells you they need 10 minutes on terrorist material and you do it because you need the money?
Yeah. How'd it turn out?
Fantastic.
It was the bomb?
It was the bomb. For once, I didn't bomb. Yes. I did bomb once. I will remember that. For the rest of your life, you'll remember when you bomb. You will remember when you bomb. And I don't mean here. I don't mean like in a comfortable space. I mean when you're in front of all these people and you're on a steroid. My husband said to me, you shouldn't go to this show. He never tells me that because he tells me to get up and work till I was pregnant. And when I was almost having a baby on stage, he said, get up, you can do it. There's one time he said, maybe you shouldn't do it because I was sweeping. And he said, why are you always sweeping? And I burst into tears. I didn't know steroids could do that. What's it called again that they give you for everything? Prednisone. So I have a line that I use for a family show, and it's like, I clean it up all the time, and I say, people always think when they see a woman on stage, they're thinking man hater, but I don't hate men. I love men because somebody has to work. That's cute. So then I have an adult show, and I said, people think lesbian, man hater. I said, but I'm not, I don't hate men. I love men. Somebody has to lick it. Well, I did the wrong thing for a kid show. Okay, there's kids in the audience. And when I saw Mark, he went like this on the table. Okay? My friends came to see me from high school. My girlfriend gets me in the side and tells me, you really need Jesus. She tells me about Jesus in the middle of this breakdown I'm having on steroids. That's why I can't do drugs. I can't do steroids. How am I going to do drugs? It's bad enough back in the friggin' day with your Dominican friends. You can't even get high, kids. You'll die. You can't even do a line because there'll be a line, a procession behind you. There's nothing. You can't get high. It's done. But you don't even want to get high because you get high with your friends and you're just like, oh, somebody's taking pictures. And it's lightning. You know what I mean? You can't find your friends in the house. They're in the closet. They're not even gay. They're in the closet. I'm missing screens. I have holes in my screens. I live in Passaic Park, a very nice area in Jersey. And I'm thinking the moths can't eat the screens out, but my girlfriend cut them out because she needed it for her pipe. And then she took the screens out of all my faucets. I never knew there were screens in faucets. Did you? You're not a plumber. You'll never make a dime. You better be a mechanic, a plumber, something. Because I tell you something. Listen, people used to laugh at my friend because she married a mechanic. Who's laughing now? She's a dentist. She's fixing grills, and he's fixing grills. All right? I don't know why I had to share that part about that. But you know something? You got to have fun. And you got to give me a hand because I want to bring up the comedy of Finn Callahan. Let's do this. Yeah. I'm finna laugh. I'm finna laugh.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Finn Callahan. I was here last week for the first time, and I loved it so much I had to come back.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just kidding. Cinda said she'd rape me if I didn't come back. Let's see. Since last week, I've been trying some new things. Been going on a few dates. Okay, working on my Hinge profile. Okay, okay. Working on the prompts. That's where you make your money. Okay. And they ask you these things. Do you disagree? Do you, you can pick whatever. I don't know if you're on Hinge these days. No.
I'm on Unhinged.
You're on Unhinged. Well done. Crazy people. Absolutely. And so they'll you get to pick your own prompt, and us, like, the young guys, you're trying to get like creative and do something a little funny, but you're also trying to be cool. You're not trying to like give yourself away as much. And I was thinking, like, what if you had someone like 500 years ago putting together Hinge prompts? You know what I mean? 500 years ago, they'd be like, do you know how much land I own? Okay. Do you know the property I am building and wealth? Meanwhile, I'm over here like just throwing up an emoji or something. Okay, wait. I'm gonna whip up my phone, and if you could pause the live stream, please, that'd be fantastic.
No, you have to think about the hieroglyphics they were using for posting.
Exactly. This is going right to the Hinge prompts. Okay, so I'm new to a couple things. I'm new to Los Angeles, as I said last week, and Los Angeles is cutting edge. Okay, it's just at the forefront. So you seen those trains? If trains hadn't been invented, we'd be like crushing trains. Okay, that one train that goes from that one place to that other place. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. You get on there and it goes like a couple stops, and you're like further than you thought you wanted to be. It's horrible. LA is on the cutting edge. The people move here before the buildings do. You know what I mean? You can just post up, and then I think the buildings are coming in like 2030, 2031. We got the Olympics coming up, and the World Cup. I don't think we're ready, but they're gonna happen regardless. So they're in the calendar. Okay, people are booking their flights. They'll show up here. They'll be stuck in traffic, and they'll go home, and it'll be great. We'll get a couple reels on Instagram, and we'll have a good time. I'm not getting as many notifications as I once was. When you're in high school, you're on Snapchat, you're on Instagram, you're texting. It's all about notifications. I actually remember this one app that was called Yo. This is super Gen Z, but you would just yo people back and forth. So you'd click yo, and you get a yo, and you'd be like, nice, yo back. But you'd wait a little bit to make sure you were being the cool guy. Someone yo'd me, I'm gonna put that down, keep that notification there for a little bit. But nowadays I don't have any notifications. Okay, Google. The most common alert I get on my phone is from Google. They're really trying to get a hold of me, and it's just the random alerts from news sites you've never heard of. But you click on them and you start scrolling a little bit, and you're like, okay, what is going on in the Mississippi Times? You're like, I'll take it. You know what I mean? No, nothing from Hinge, but we'll take it. Okay. Let's see here. Concert tickets are super expensive. A lot of things are super expensive. I actually just bought one. I'm a huge Noah Khan fan. I don't know if you guys know Noah Khan, but I just bought a ticket was $500. It was kind of a lot. It's for 2031 in the fall. That'll be good. Okay. SoFi, I think. Yeah, no, super expensive. Life is super expensive. We're figuring it out though. Yeah, I make money by the hour, and I have not a super fun boss, but he sent a really funny email today. He met a guy who he says can like redo accounting. A guy who invented like an AI tool that does accounting, and he emails our head of accounting. He says, "Fire everyone. We have this guy." And we're all like attached on the email, just going like, "Oh no, is this serious?" It was a three-line email. It was like, "Joe, I want you to meet Chris. Chris has an AI tool. Fire everyone but Chris." But that's okay, guys. It's okay. We're gonna make it. I had a blast with that email, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, "That's material for the comedy club. Okay, so I brought it here. And we might not have a job on Monday, but Monday night, Comedy Club! Woo! Okay, I'm not done. All right, I'm not done. I don't see, who's man in the red light? Who's man in the red light tonight?
The man.
The man. And the man is man. Are you man in the red light? Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Last time I was over there, but I guess the button moved, but the light stays there. Let's see. I will tell a quick story, and then I'll be done. Let's see. What do I wanna tell? Okay, here's a good one. True story. I was driving with some friends from Washington State to Canada. Okay, and I don't know if you've made that trek. It's like 15 hours in the car, and it's essentially two ways you can go. One way is through the streets, the suburbs, whatever. Takes a long time. Civilization, and one way is through the mountains. And it's me and a bunch of my buddies, and we're taking the shortest way possible, right? We're ready to go skiing, we're ready to go drinking, whatever. Load up the car, head on. Pretty quickly, snow starts to trickle down. We're like, we got four-wheel drive. Turn that puppy on. We're cruising. But we didn't realize about four-wheel drive is that it burns the gas. Takes some experience to know that. We didn't know that. So the gas is going down a fair bit. We're going, where's the nearest gas station? Bang, 60 miles. We're in the middle of the mountains. We're like, oh crap. But then we thought, okay, no. We got the Volvo. Okay, the Volvo's got the hybrid. There's got to be a charging station somewhere. Turns out there is. Halfway through the mountains, they're like, if you take care of the environment, we'll let you charge here. So we go down there. We stop off, and there is a charging port. We're going, oh my goodness, and we pull up. Wrong plug. Oh. We've got the wrong plug, and I got the red light, so I got to wrap up. That's all I need. That's more than enough. Okay. Wrong plug. We have the wrong plug. Wrong plug. With the wrong plug, and okay, and by the way, we're also in Canada, right? And this is just after like Trump was throwing up just some like really mean shit on Truth about Canadians. I've been getting on Truth. Yeah, I'm trying to develop a little following on Truth. That's just a side note. If I had more than 2 minutes, I'd dive into my Truth, but regardless. So we go there. We're worried these Canadians are going to help us out. Turns out we forget our differences. They're like, okay, there is a snowmobile convention around the corner. Okay, Sunda, this is true. There's a snowmobile convention around the corner. We're like, you're kidding. We have 2 miles of gas left, and we pull out. We pull into the the snowmobile convention, and they're charging us $35 a gallon. But it's better than like gas today. All right. All right, that's my time.
Oh my God! He pulled in, he pulled out. He's got plugs. Wait, where are you going to find you? My name is Finn, and you find me.
My name is Finn, and you'll find me here on Monday.
Oh, we don't have a social media for now. Okay.
I don't have a social media now.
Woo! Poor Finn. He's pulling in. He's pulling out. He's got 2 minutes. That's all he needs, and he's putting that on Hinge. You know how many black women would go for that? They're like, that's all I need, because I don't need him sweating on me, getting my hair wet. It's the truth. What do you think women are doing? You think we're like, please longer? We're like, please, God, just make him come and get the fuck off of me. Oh, my God, because that's not true. We love you guys, but really we're doing so many things in our heads. I'm doing grocery lists. I have a laundry list. But that's when I'm facing this direction. That's when I noticed that Alma didn't get the corner. It's dust. I see these jokes kill with women in the audience. You fuckers suck. All men, guys. It's all men, and they don't like these jokes.
I'll change just for you.
Okay, so why is it that you guys... I can do this. It's clean enough. I'm doing a kid show. I can't do this joke. What am I doing? Hannah, I'm not going to do this at the kid show. But there's always this cocktail that guys can make themselves that they want you to drink. How can I put this? But when they get a few drops on their leg, they're screaming like it's battery acid. They're like, "Ow, get this off of me, get a towel, get a towel." But 2 minutes before, they're like, "Are you going to drink it?" Right? Now, I went around that without saying anything for the kids. Was that good? No? Okay, then. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this Rated X show that turned into something from his plugs not fitting. Are you not going to come up and say hello at least?
I'll say hello.
Come up. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. You're here. You can't just sit there.
That's fair. I'll be quick. I'm Theo. I also just moved here to LA from Seattle, so I'm new here. And yeah, thank you for having me.
No, really. What do you do out here?
I am just an assistant, but true. I work for someone who represents like cinematographers.
Okay. Wow. Serious face he put on.
Yeah, yeah, big time work.
It is.
Yeah,
So
they need help. They do. They're not doing great. Yeah, they're not.
why is that?
I think because of AI, probably. Just
little bit, right?
yeah, probably just. I don't know.
Just overall, just getting shit done in the film industry right now is just kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, also that. Also that for sure. Yeah.
Why though? Why can't anybody finish anything?
Wait, sorry. Why
Why
what?
can't anybody ever finish anything here in LA?
I finished. I don't know. It's probably just. I think people are just making like bad stuff, mostly. Honestly. Yeah. It's all just like ChatGPT'd is my guess, or maybe ChatGPT's better, and maybe that's the issue. I don't know.
Wow.
We'll find out. Hopefully not that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a whole 5 minutes, man.
All right. That's my time.
All right. Way to go. Man, I need an assistant. You have no idea. I had the best assistants. The best. One left to go work on some TV show in New York with The Sopranos, I think it was. The other one left to work on 50 Shades of Grey. And the other one just left. She said she couldn't take confrontation. But she stayed with me until she got her green card. But that's okay. It wasn't confrontation. This woman was following me, and she says, "I have you on tape." So I get out of the car. I said, "You got me on tape. Get out of the car. You want to do something, right? You going to tape me? You going to fucking follow me? Get out of the car. Just get out of the car." And this poor assistant of mine, she's like 90 pounds soaking wet. She's in the back seat, and she's shaking. And I said, "What is wrong with you?" And she says, "I don't like confrontation." I go, "I'll be right back." And my daughter is playing with her Instagram, so she never looked up because she's used to it. I'm from New Jersey. I'm going to tell you what I think. But can you imagine you're going to tape me and tell me you're going to tape me? Get out of the car. Pull out your plug. Give me 2 minutes. That's what I should say. That's what I'm going to say. Oh, my God, you're so fucking funny. And you don't even mean to be. 2-minute Tony over here on the left. Tony Sonoboni. When you guys want to get a copy of your tapes, you know to see Jason. You know when you want to do your podcast, you should come here. We're doing it Tuesdays at 12. He's here. You should at least come and see what they're doing. And maybe you'll be doing your own thing. And they won't need assistance because they have AI. But let me tell every single one in this room what AI cannot do. AI does not know my punchline. That's why comedy is so unique. It may think it can, but it can't. I'm going to change it up. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Jason Ham. Yes.
All right.